So before we finish in here together, this Sadhana series this week, I just wanted to take the opportunity to tell you a little bit more about how we might continue to connect and engage in these teachings and practices, and how you can work with me one-on-one if that's something that is of interest to you. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about my coaching that I do, and this can be done in person. I've had a number of in-person clients that live near me and we meet face-to-face, but it can also be done on Zoom because I've just seen the power of combining the tools and strategies of yoga and Ayurveda with the power of coaching. There's nothing like it, in my opinion. I do have a biased opinion, but I've seen the practices of yoga transform my own life. And for many years, I really fought against being a teacher. I've been a teacher for 22 years this year. 21. I've practiced yoga for 22 years, a very similar path. But I fought against being a teacher. I just thought being a teacher wasn't good enough. But now I am surrendering to the idea that I am a good teacher. And so I thank you for being here, and the feedback that I've had about this little series has been amazing, and it really encourages me to just deepen into that idea of being a good enough teacher. But I'm also primarily now a yoga teacher and an inner medicine coach. And so for some of you, coaching might be a bit of a foreign idea, or people think of it in the same way as seeing a psychologist. It's quite different to seeing a psychologist, and I don't have a qualification in psychology. They're quite different modalities. So a coaching series with me goes for 3 months. We meet fortnightly and we set 3 inspiring, really grounded goals for you to work towards in that 3 months. 6 sessions it is essentially, but you also get support between sessions via email for challenges that come up, or help with a certain mindset wobble that you're having, or I can send resources, episodes of my podcast, or readings for you to engage with different material around whatever it is that's coming up for you. And I tend to attract clients that are feeling overwhelmed or stuck in their life, stressed or anxious, people who just want some space and clarity to know what the next move is in their life. Often it's people in a transitional or liminal space. They're moving, or they've moved, or they're changing jobs, or they want to, or their kids are moving out, or they're wanting to embark on a new relationship. It can be around anything in your life. And so I am proud as a coach to offer a really safe space, a non-judgmental space. And actually, as a teacher, I think that was my greatest gift as a primary school teacher, was the rapport that I had with my students and that level of trust that I could build pretty quickly. And people know that I've got their back and that I'm there for them. I'm also highly sensitive. It is another gift, although a challenge. And I'm just looking off to the side here. I just wrote a few notes because it's a lot to get through and I don't want to miss anything. But I am highly sensitive, so I can read people's facial expressions, body language fairly accurately, and have a knack or an intuition for knowing what's actually going on underneath that, that comment or that block. And I really love working with people on their internal dialogue and limiting beliefs that are holding them back, that often they don't even know that that's what's running the show, so to speak. And so we set 3 goals, and I send a survey for you to complete before the series, and we can chat about it before we start, to really decide what 3 areas you want to focus on. And then The first session can be longer to set those goals. They're a real anchor for the whole series. And I take the wording of those really seriously. You've got to feel like, yes, that is the goal. And I just wanted to share a couple of goals that some of my clients have had in the past. Then I'm not identifying who it is to you. They're ones from a fair while back. But your goal could be something like this. I create and trust in my new path. I have space to support myself to heal. Or I move my body every day to build strength and energy. And they're not plucked randomly, these goals. They come out of this survey where I write down a lot of the language you've used, and often the opposite to that as well, so that we have a word bank essentially to use in the wording of the goals. And then each session we just set action steps to work towards those. Each session has a theme to kind of pinpoint different big picture vision or different possibilities. And so for a goal like having space to support yourself to heal, there's going to be maybe some boundary setting actions in that, some physical space clearing actions, and also some practices that I can guide you with in terms of clearing physically, energetically, emotionally, from yoga, from Ayurveda. And so you get this support between sessions at any point. I will respond to you within 24 hours. And this to me is the true power of coaching, the accountability. And to know that someone's there holding your hand, really. You've got me in your pocket almost. To celebrate, to bust through any blocks that are arising, to refocus when you get off track. Because we all get off track with our goals and with what we want to achieve. And often a client will come in with a particular goal in mind. And it might be fairly surface level, like moving your body every day. That's a really powerful goal. But generally it's around session 4 that we've kicked in, and the goals are just going deeper than you even realised was possible. I love session 4 onwards. It's always the turning point where we're like, oh my gosh, we're getting to the gold here. So cost-wise, it's $200 per fortnight. So we've got the session, the 2 weeks of support. Sorry, my battery's dying. 2 weeks of support in between each session. $200 a fortnight. I have payment plans if that is unmanageable for you right now. So we can discuss that, reach out to me to pay it off over a longer period. And I'm also throwing in a bonus for people just in this group today. If you sign up for a coaching series with me, and by sign up I mean you don't have to start straight away. You can start when it suits, but you can just pay a deposit to lock it in. If you do that by March 8th, which is next Wednesday, so you've got a week to think about it, to do the survey. If you sign up by then, I'm going to throw in a bonus free session that can be used in the series or up to a month after. So you'd get 7 sessions instead of 6, or you can have like a month break after you finish the series and do another check-in session after a month. So it's got to be used within a month. So it's $200 value that I'm adding in for you today. And it's not to put pressure on you to sign up. It's just to encourage you to even just take a step closer. Do the survey, talk to me about it, let me know what's going on for you, what you're thinking you need support with. Particularly if things came up in this series that you found challenging. And sometimes you think, oh, this again. I thought I was over this. I'm here to support you. And I love supporting women to live the life that they came here to live. So do reach out. This has been a long one. So I'm actually going to tell you about my retreat another day. It's coming up in March. And also I'll share some resources for ongoing, link to my podcast and things like that. But I hope to hear from you. I'm here to answer any questions. Bye.